34-year-old Indiana woman was taken into custody after she allegedly abducted a young girl from a playground and ran down the street naked earlier this week. Austin police said they arrested Brittany Hurt at 2:46 p.m. on Monday the 2nd of January on multiple charges including kidnapping, attempted kidnapping, resisting law enforcement, battery resulting in bodily injury to a public safety official, criminal trespass, and public nudity. At 12:02 p.m, Brittany was seen on camera jumping over a playground fence at Austin Elementary School. She grabbed a 7-year-old girl by the wrist and said, "Come with me, let's start a family." The girl managed to break free and run away. At 12:04 p.m, Brittany then grabbed an 8-year-old girl, walked her to the playground fence, lifted her over and then ran with the girl back to her home at 263 Mann Avenue, roughly half a mile away. Meanwhile, the 7-year-old girl ran to a teacher and explained what happened, and the school was placed into lockdown at 12:06 p.m. Brittany's husband called police, who turned down his street and he flagged them down at 12:13 p.m. He had the young girl in the passenger seat of his silver Chevy, and he told police that Brittany came home with a child that wasn't theirs, and she then left the house naked. One of the officers returned the girl to the elementary school, while the others tried to arrest Brittany, who was running up the street nude while carrying 2 white trash bags. When officers caught up with her, she struggled and fought back, yelling about God and fondling herself while halfway in the squad car. Brittany struck the officer's vehicle and tried to yank the door open. Officers placed her in handcuffs and struggled to get her into the back seat. She kicked one officer in the chest and ignored orders to stop kicking and yelling. Once officers got her into the vehicle, she began kicking the back windows and screaming. She also refused to put on the clothes her husband brought for her. When police tried to move Brittany from a car to a gurney so she could be taken to the emergency room for evaluation, she kicked an officer in the head. She was making statements about how the children were being taught by computers and all the children needed to die. Brittany later told police that she knew she was under arrest because she kidnapped a kid. She was taken to the Scott County Jail after being cleared at the emergency room. Brittany appeared in virtual court on Tuesday, where the judge explained that 4 of the charges against her come with prison terms of up to 6 years. She entered a not guilty plea. Brittany's bond was set at $7,500, and she's prohibited from going to any school she bonds out of jail. Superintendent Trevor Jones said they have no idea why she did this. "I guess that's a question for her," he said. Austin Elementary School released a statement following the incident, stating that the child was returned to the elementary unharmed within minutes, but until she was, the school remained on lockdown. The school's reassessing playground protocols to increase security and safety for students, such as higher fences and a stronger teacher presence out on the grounds. A 41-year-old doctor from Pasadena, California, is accused of driving a Tesla off a 250-foot cliff in San Mateo County in an attempt to kill his wife and children early this week. On the morning of Monday the 2nd of January, the Tesla was driving south on State Route 1 when it drove off the cliff and landed near the water's edge before flipping and landing on its wheels. At around 10:50 a.m, the California Highway Patrol, along with multiple fire agencies, the United States Coast Guard, and the San Mateo County Sheriff's Office responded to a report of a vehicle that had plunged off Devil's Slide. Emergency personnel rappelled down the cliff to the vehicle and located 4 occupants, 2 adults and 2 juveniles inside. They were rescued from the crumpled white wreck and transported to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Brian Pottinger, the incident commander of the California Department of Forest and Fire Protection, said that it's very, very rare for anyone to survive that kind of fall. The California Highway Patrol said that investigators worked throughout the night interviewing witnesses and gathering evidence from the scene. Based on the evidence collected, investigators developed a probable cause to believe this incident was an intentional act. There's been no determination as to the driving mode the Tesla was in. However, that doesn't appear to be a contributing factor in this incident. Authorities determined that the father, Dharmesh Patel, intentionally drove the vehicle off the cliff. Dharmesh faces charges of attempted murder and child abuse. He'll be booked into the San Mateo County Jail after his release from hospital. Dharmesh is a doctor at the Providence Holy Cross Medical Center. His 2 children are reportedly 4 and 7 years old. Neighbors said that the Patels drove to Northern California multiple times throughout the year to visit family. The investigation into the matter continues. 35-year-old Eduardo Moreno of California is behind bars after being accused of spying on a woman in a restroom earlier this week. At around 11:40 a.m. on Monday the 2nd of January, Mountain View Police Dispatch learned about the allegations from a female caller. A victim was reportedly in the women's restroom of the Panera Bread restaurant, located at 1035 Almonte Avenue, when she heard another person in the stall next to her, and then saw a man stick his head underneath her bathroom stall to look at her. The woman screamed at the suspect, and he ran out of the restroom and the restaurant. The woman chased the suspect down and confronted him near El Camino Real. The woman tried to take a photo of Eduardo, but he grabbed her phone, pushed her down and took off running towards Maracay. He was seen taking off his shirt and jumping a fence. Eventually, he came back to Panera Bread and was tackled by a group of bystanders. The victim identified Eduardo as the man in the restroom, and he was arrested for robbery and peeping and was booked into the Santa Clara County Jail. Eduardo is the CEO of Seadrone Inc., a Bay Area company that sells underwater drones that inspects ships. Mountain View Police said that they're concerned that Eduardo may have additional victims and have urged anyone affected or with information to contact them.